It sounds like this music sounds like it's like I turned on an educational video in the classroom. Like, oh, it's movie day. We're about to watch something about, these black squares.
How it's made music.
No, actually like actual nature documentary, but like for kids and shit. Like we about to watch the animals get eaten or something.
Mm-hmm. It's like what was that? What was that one thing with the lemur? Wildcrafts?
Zaboomafoo?
Oh, it was Zaboomafoo. Yeah.
I was lying. I didn't know.
No, you were right.
Don't quote me on that.
Infinite Void.
Don't quote me on
black ass squares. That is us.
That's right. We welcome to the newest podcast, Black Ass Squares. It sounds like an insult because it is.
It's slightly insulting, but it's somewhat true.
Well, hi. I have not had my first sip of alcohol until 2 months after I turned 21. Anyway, y'all,
2 months.
ladies and gentlemen, it's time once again for Tech Talk Thursdays. This time for November 9th, 2023. I am one of your hosts, Marcus Major Lennox Summers. Of course, I am joined this week and every week by Kev. It's your boy Kev in the building.
In the building. I'm a little half strength because my finger. I went too hard.
His strength is in his finger. And
my fingy.
Oh, not his fingy.
Ooh.
And we're joined this week by the most concerned of us all. Sinziak is in the building.
Hello, everyone.
Do you wish you were still on vacation? Still in vacation mode?
It was one of those things where I went to go see everybody and hang out and do the things, and I'm like, okay, well, that was nice. I'm ready to be home with my cat.
I know that feeling.
See, when I'm on vacation, I'm not with anybody, and it's great.
It's like, I can't wait to go home and sleep in my own bed. Yeah.
I mean, I would take that, but hotel beds aren't that bad either. Except for
I wasn't at a hotel.
Yeah, like I get for you, that's not the case. But when I'm out, like I'm not like at a family member's house, I'm like in a hotel. The beauty of my family being close enough to where it's like, hey, this is just going to be a day trip. I'm coming back to my house. But when I'm like going on vacation for several days, it is like I am far away from anybody I know. I am doing things with it's either myself or my wife or my kids with me and nobody else. And I can stay out for a long time. I was like, I don't have to be back. Mainly because most of the shit that I have that makes me feel like home is very portable. So as long as I can get back to the hotel room and I can recharge with my MacBook and my Steam Deck, I feel good. But we're not here to talk about vacation plans. We're here to talk about the latest in gaming and tech news. Speaking of which, more crypto bros are getting punished.
I see. It's time for me to push we have to quote Kevin, we got to blow the whistle, or in this case, I need to push the button.
Inform people that rappers are not making cell phones despite whatever SEO will tell you. And Valve, we love you. From the bottom of our hearts, we love you. All that and more this week on Tech Talk Thursdays. Time to bring back the 3 black squares because things are not the way they should be.
The way we got some black ass squares.
Like, it was 4 of them because even a monitor wasn't selected.
What do you mean?
Wait.
What do you mean?
Oh. It's minor Linux.
It is a minor Linux.
We have our youth correspondent.
Mhm. Yes.
Excuse me real quick, gentlemen. Yes, Creeper.
Did you meet your towel?
Did I need a towel?
How apropos.
What do you mean?
I heard you said towel.
Did I say towel?
Yes, you said my name and towel.
I don't remember saying your name in towel.
Okay.
Not him finding a reason to come to
Right.
pull up.
It's like, wait, I don't remember saying any of those things. Now, I mean, it's not like this isn't being streamed and recorded to where we can verify what I might have said at any point in time.
He was like,
But
he's like, Dad, did you call my name and ask for fruit snacks? I'm like, no.
I'll take them. Thank you.
What was it that you were saying about fruit snacks? I don't recall saying any such thing about an item of fruit snacks.
Oh, okay. You right.
It's gonna be rough when he can read chat. Gonna have to himself. Oh no, Ruin. He can read chat. This boy can read. He is above his level. Like, he's like, I think pushing 2nd grade reading level. Which, look, it is impressive. Do not get me wrong, but I feel like if you're in 1st and you're reading at 2nd grade, it's not that, like, okay, you can just read slightly better than the rest of your classmates. I do not want to diminish his achievement, but it's not like, oh, he's reading at a 12th grade reading level. Like, I'm just trying to manage expectations.
A mess.
But yes, he can read chat and he will ask me questions about chat. No, he'll read it, but then ask me, like, what does it mean? Because he doesn't understand a lot of the abbreviated things that are being said in chat.
Like, Father, what are black ass squares?
Literally what it says, black ass squares. They're square asses that are black.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, let's go ahead and get started with some of this tech news here. Like this one, it is time to ring the bell. It is done. I do not understand what is up with these tech bro. Like, I get it. When I make it big, I'm not going to wear suits, right? That's my whole thing. I'm not going to wear suits. But at least, you know what? No, I'll take it back. Actually, I probably would wear the same thing he's wearing. So let me stop. Let me stop right now because.
I'm totally going to be Bobby Axelrod.
Look, cargo shorts are very comfortable. And a black tee, oh yeah, like I'm rocking that was my summer look. But yes, Sam Bankman-Fried is
can I
no
just be
longer
real?
free. Well, he still technically is, but he was found guilty on all 7 counts he was being charged for when ruining FTX and making away and disappearing several $1 million worth of people's hard-earned money.
Can I just say, I saw this article title and I went, what are we finding guilty about with sunscreen?
That will be SPF.
You see my dilemma.
But no, SBF or Sam Bankman-Fried. Not the sunscreen. But I feel like he'd need a lot of SPF with all this exposed skin.
Well, I mean, he's definitely getting cooked.
Ooh.
Oh. But
But yes, Thursday evening, former FTX CEO Sam Bankman-Fried was found guilty of all 7 of the charges he faced. They included wire fraud, conspiracy to commit wire fraud, and conspiracy to commit money laundering. But to be fair, isn't crypto just money laundering for tech bros?
mm-hmm.
A jury in New York handed him the verdict in 4.5 hours. He will be sentenced by, that's supposed to be Judge Lewis Kaplan on March 28th. He will be facing decades of jail time. You will not besmirch cargo shorts in my presence. The utility, the carrying capacity are unmet. Oh, I agree. Never besmirching cargo shorts. Never.
We'll never. That was always like the funny thing when it came to like the whole FBS thing, because it's like a Ponzi scheme. Like how a Ponzi scheme works is you don't know it's a scam until you know it's a scam, and then it's like, but with crypto, it's like the market is volatile, there's ups and downs and wild mood swings, and yet and then you're doing it anyway. And then it was like there was a level of like I just couldn't wrap my mind around the fact that they were just like, yo, I want to throw my money in front of this man who wears cargo shorts and plays League of Legends. Like,
that's the thing. I don't think people knew him specifically.
Yeah.
Because like FTX was just being advertised in places. And if you've got brokerage firms, you've got all these other people that you trust who do wear all the expensive suits and drive the expensive cars and said they made all this money in crypto, tell you about FTX, then sure, you put that money there.
This is what we talked about when we said that sometimes people with a lot of money, you think that people with a lot of money are just have a lot of money because they're smart. No.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but also let's keep in mind too, like I'm trying to be better about who I am pointing my finger at when it comes to y'all. Okay, I realized my video froze. We're just gonna have to deal with it for the time being. It's a thing where I'm trying to be cognizant of who I'm going to sit there and poke fun at for this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because again, it's a thing we saw again with like the GameStop stock, where there are people at the top who got in at the very early beginning, and they threw everything in it because they just believed it was a future. But then you've got people who at the tail end, your mom, your dad, who look like, hey, it seems like, Jason over there made some money. Maybe we could throw in our savings because look, our pensions and our IRAs and our fucking 401ks are all shit. Why not we try this new thing and maybe we can make some money out of that?
Mm-hmm.
And it just kind of bites them in the ass.
It's always the person at the end. And I think that it's never like the person who afford to lose the money. It's always the person at the end, the mom and pops, the day trader issues people, like just come in and be like, let me sink the pension in this. Let me drop the college fund in there because I know I'm gonna get it all back, and then don't.
Yeah, I mean it's people who thought that this was going to be as involatile or non-volatile as the stock market,
and
because it stuck around a little bit longer this time, and whole ass companies and trading, especially trading companies and investment firms, were built around it this time.
Mm-hmm.
So many more people were talking about crypto this second time around than that first time. Like when you have ads in the Super Bowl, you start to think that, oh, okay, maybe it's for real this time. It's going to be around. It's going to stick.
No, sir.
But coincidentally, that's the Super Bowl when they fucking had that QR code was when everything kind of popped in their faces when Matt Damon showed up and Steph Curry. And it's like, nope, this is it. Y'all did too much. We just saw crypto was the next Beanie Babies. I mean, it was safe to use my life savings for those. Why not scam coin?
Mm-hmm.
See, I was a child when Beanie Babies was a thing, so I didn't have any money to invest in that. So, like, for me, I looked at Beanie Babies and said, those are toys. What the fuck are y'all doing?
Oh, if you thought Beanie Babies were bad, you should have lived through the era of Furbies.
I also lived through the era of Furbies.
Like when I
Also,
tell
toy.
you,
My sister had got a Furby for Christmas. Like, what the fuck is this?
Now when I tell you the story of Beanie Mania was basically Beanie Mania was basically launched by literally 5 white women in Chicago. The craze itself was brought up by 5 white women in Chicago, and me watching that documentary on HBO Max was like, that answers all. That's pretty much the closest thing to NFTs that we got. A simplified version of NFTs. If you believe it has value to you, you can make sure it has value to other people. Think of NFTs as Beanie Babies, and you will and that right there.
And speaking of NFTs, since we're talking about crypto and shit, and people getting their comeuppance. Also, hey, what's going on, Lucid? The Bored Ape Yacht Club had a party or something or another in, I think, China over the weekend. And apparently somebody used the wrong bulbs. To give off.
No.
To give off.
You're not talking about that.
To give off the black light effect. And most of the people went to bed after the event, woke up in the middle of the night saying, my eyes are burning, only to realize they were suffering from temporary blindness.
Wow.
And other things because the lights had like full on UV lights.
Lucid. Damn, bro. I am so sorry to hear that.
Oh, damn. Oops, I'm sorry. Damn.
See, I didn't cover this story on DCA. Bored NFT event leads to at least 15 attendees reporting severe eye burn. At least 15 visitors at Yuga Labs Ape Fest, a celebration of the marvels of Bored Ape Yacht Club NFTs, may have experienced serious eye injuries. Bloomberg reports that multiple people attending the NFT event in Hong Kong last weekend say they experienced vision problems, which they suspect stem from the event's stage lighting. Some of the attendees claim doctors subsequently diagnosed them with photokeratitis, aka welder's eye, caused by exposure to ultraviolet rays.
Wow. I mean, just wow.
Oh boy. But of course, companies are gonna company. The company downplayed the number of people reporting issues, adding, based on our estimates, we believe that much less than 1% of those attending and working the event had these symptoms.
Wow.
You have people burn their retinas out with UV light. Less than 1% is still too many people to have this happen to.
Can we just talk about the violence that I would do? Because it's kind of like, oh, like, what are you going to do? It's just one of those things. What you mean it's just one of those things? Like, I woke up and I could not see anything. I also look like a burnt Cheeto. What are you talking about?
What do you mean?
So here's a reply to the tweet from the Bored Ape Yacht Club. I hate saying this. Guys, completely downplay it. Make it look like a small number, ergo less than 1%. Make it look like you're actively helping and solving. Try to find the potential root causes, even though we know exactly what it was. Oh, I love this one where they fixed the post but just blurred the image. I do not understand what is up with people in their acceptable losses bit. Like, hey, it's not like all of them got it. It was just some of them. It's not like we bombed all the country, just northern part of it. We told them to move. But oh no, we also bombed their escape route and several hospitals and schools and churches along the way. But they're not all dead. We're just going for the bad guys.
Don't know what the bad guys look like, but bad guys?
No, we just heard that there were weapons of mass destruction over there. So we just had to go check it out. You know what? Chad, what's the over-under on how long it's going to take before I have to go and visit the cabinet in the kitchen?
I'm going to say 5 minutes because, I mean, I've opened the Palestine box now, so.
I need you to put that box away for just a second.
I'll try. It's like Pandora's box. Once it's open. So Lucy says, it's hard for me to feel sympathy as these are people who are more than happy to scam others out of their hard-earned money. Right. Like I was saying at the beginning with FTX and like the people who lost money, it's the people who got in at the beginning and convinced other people to put money in.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the people I do not like. It's the people who were at the bottom, the last people to come into the equation, who were listening to the crypto bros, who got built out, who got built out of their savings. Those are the people I feel for. The moms, the pops, the people who were just trying to do something because
who were on Wall Street bets.
Right. The people, well, I mean, not necessarily the people on Wall Street bets as much as the people who were hearing about it, who are hearing about Wall Street bets on the TV or on the radio. Because I'm going to say, I turned on the radio one day and I heard like the DJs talking about, yo, if y'all ain't got into this GameStop stock yet, y'all need to get in. Like, whoa, chill. We if you were talking about on the radio, we are already too late.
Yep. That part.
Oh yeah, more about this here. So yeah, of course, go read the article. We got the full timeline, but your boy was out of pocket, bro.
Who?
SBF.
FBF 10 to 15.
Oh my god.
Listen,
So when my man was waiting for trial, apparently he had to get his football fix in, so he violated his terms of release. by using a VPN to watch a football game. But then he tried to get fucking messy and leak his ex-girlfriend's diary. To which she was like, okay, bet, bro, bet. See, you fucked with the wrong, you fucked with the wrong one. You met with the wrong one. So she accepted her guilty, she pled guilty, flipped on the motherfucker. I said, hey, here were all the bodies buried. Get him. And that dude, I hope Trump was watching what happened to SBF, because I feel like the same thing is happening to him now in Georgia. Everyone's like, oh, yeah, look, I'm guilty. Let's get that motherfucker over there. Cause I can't go to jail. Except for the one, the blonde woman. It was, I didn't know what I was doing was illegal. Yes, you did. Shut up. Shut up. Let's see here. Let's see, I've got the link here. What did he... It does not say what the NFL game was he was trying to watch. Apparently, his ex-girlfriend's diary was in Google Docs. Oh yeah, this was oh yeah, that's right. I forgot, because he was trying to I think he was overseas, and that's where he had that's where he had tried to use that VPN to watch the football game, because they probably did get the football game in whatever island country he was in.
I think he's like he lives in the Bahamas.
Well, he won't anymore.
Not when them extraditions come in.
The extradition, he's already in the States. He's already found guilty in New York. And because this is I think this is federal. I think these are federal charges.
Yeah, it's dead time. There is no good behavior. He got to do all them years.
So yeah, this is the tale of SBF. As my video freezes once again. And it freezes at a terrible face. Moving on. Twitter would like to sell you used handles for more than used cars. What will it take to get you into a used handle today?
Hi, my name is Sinziak. I'm calling about your Twitter handle insurance.
Would you like an extended warranty? Keep in mind, look, Twitter is doing okay. They're doing fantastic. They've had some issues, some ads, but we figured we would like to sell you a used handle, and it is a $50,000 price point in order for us to start this conversation.
Danny?
To start it. So they're cold calling people. According to Forbes, Twitter has formed a task force called @Handle Team. They're working on developing a storefront to handle purchasing of inactive handles. Which, of course, there probably won't be a shortage of them because, Twitter did change their policy to state that accounts must be logged in every 30 days. And keep in mind, I want to bet that one of the ones that are up for sale is the NPR handle. Because Musk threatened to give it away anyway when NPR said we're leaving.
Wild.
And Ruin has found the game the SBF was trying to watch. So it seems like it was a playoff game and then the Super Bowl.
Imagine you possibly throwing your whole freedom in question for a playoff game. I hate to say it.
Maybe he had a commercial running. He wanted to see how I was going to do. So, how much would you be willing to pay for an inactive handle? And is there a handle out there that you would want to buy?
I wouldn't mind to have the true It's Your Boy Kev handle at It's Your Boy Kev, and I would pay a smooth $5 for it.
I would probably do that on some other, like for a domain name possibly, but for Twitter.com.
It's X.com, remember?
For Twitter.com.
Yeah.
Keep in mind that DCA, it's always referred to as Twitter.
I always said if we can't call it Twitter, I'm calling it Y, as in why we got to pay for old handles. Like, well,
Correct. Correct.
Why is Musk out here doing the most? That part.
Bird says that the Super Bowl is a constitutional right of all Americans, according to some interpretations of the Second Amendment.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on, Pulse? Pulse says that he calls it 10. Every time I talk about Twitter, the featured image is always Twitter. Also, now that I'm looking at this one, this image looks fake. That logo does not look center on that phone, and I don't like it.
It feels like bad stock footage.
It is. I mean, you are correct, sir. It is the stock footage.
Like, here's the thing that is really weird to me about that. Like, why do you think people would want to buy handles? Like, it's not just like, hey, we're trying to free up handles, so if you haven't been on the platform in a while, we want to suspend that account. That's normal behavior, right? To do that. Like, hey, you haven't been on the account in a while, are you here? Or no, okay, if you're not here, we're just gonna go ahead and wrap that account on up. Right? That's normal, everyday garden variety stuff when it comes to a website. What is wild to me is the notion or the idea based on what this article says that there's a storefront for it, meaning that someone would have to pull up and look through all the lost handles on Twitter and go, I want this one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, it's like, so at Major's house is taken by someone. I don't know who uses it, and I can't remember how active that account is. But what I imagine is, like, if you know that there is an inactive account, you can go to the storefront, search for it, see if it is inactive according to Twitter, and you can purchase it from there. Not that you're just going to be scrolling through old usernames. I imagine some people will
Like-
probably do that, and then some
Well, like, the
people
thing
might
is-
actually develop APIs to go through and do that for them, or develop programs based on Twitter's API to do that.
Wait, Twitter's letting people use their APIs for
There-
free, or are they gonna run that, or are they gonna run that back a second time?
There is a free API. There still is one.
I'm just saying, are they about to try to run? Are they gonna do that? Or are they gonna try to run that back too for people who want to do that?
I mean, that depends on what goes on with this. Again, you're trying to. I'm not going to waste time trying to predict what Elon Musk is going to do. It is
Yeah,
a
I think
fruitless endeavor.
Well, I mean, we already know what he's going to do. It'll be something foolish. I think this is silly, but it's also like the idea of on that note with. I'm kind of curious about like part of this because we know that some people have been like, hey, like I had a name that I had for a long time and I finally sold that name, or like something happened and I don't have that name anymore. It's just I'm very curious about the idea that someone is going to be like, hey, you haven't logged into this account in 30 days or whatever, so we're just going to put your name up for sale and then either have you try to buy the name back or run into somebody else who might want to buy that name, possibly pose as you, when you were just like, for any amount of reasons which are completely legitimate, like, hey, we had work to do, I had life to do, I was at a movie or at a film shoot or any of these other reasons that I might not have logged onto Twitter for 30 days. Or hell, I just took a break from my mental health. 30 days?
I'm still thinking too that, I mean, if you have it signed into a phone, it's still signing into Twitter to check for notifications. I think it's like me where I may not sign into Twitter on anything. I don't have an app on my phone. I have to log into the browser. And then I don't do that for 30 days. But even for me, that's still an impossibility because there are still things that I have to go to Twitter to see. So it's almost like it refreshes my 30 days almost weekly. Because I mean, because everybody still uses fucking Twitter, there are no shortage of articles on DC analysts that don't have tweets attached to them or embedded.
Mm-hmm.
So like I imagine it's not going to be that they will take your handle from you in 30 days. They may mark it to where, hey, after 30 days, we'll say that this account is inactive, and maybe after 60 or so, we'll put it on the marketplace. I mean, it's the thing where it's like, this seems like the nice, smart thing to do. But again, I feel like trying to figure out what Twitter is going to do with Elon Musk at the helm, even though he's technically not, is a fruitless endeavor and it is just too many brain cells to try to figure that out.
Fair enough.
It makes more sense to just report it as it happens as opposed to just speculate. I'm going to make all the funny faces that I can because nobody can see me.
Well, while we're in the middle of not seeing you, I think we want to pick another article or two on the list here. So do you have like a favorite?
Let's see here. I'm trying to see what I've got in the background, so as not to spoil it. Oh, come on. Let's see. I can get rid of that one, even though I do like to talk about unionization. Let's see. Would people like another Twitter story? Merge, you're absolutely correct on that one. You know what? Yeah, let's not go for another Twitter story. Just so you know, XAI has created an AI chatbot, and it's going to be available for the Premium Plus subscribers. You know what? Let's do one for the culture.
Okay.
Let's run one for the culture. Kendrick Lamar is not making a new phone. Just
I'm
have
glad
to
to hear
say,
that.
just have to say, I woke up yesterday morning, and like a person who should, like somebody shouldn't do, loaded up TikTok, and the first thing I see is this video talking about how Kendrick Lamar is taking on Apple, Samsung, and Google in surveillance capitalism with his e-ink smartphone, and also taking a shot at, you know, what's his face, Soldier Boy, which of course that's just low hanging fruit. Then they showed me Greg Miller, and that's what really upset me. But yeah, so they are saying that PG Lang, or program language, a creative marketing company or something like that that Kendrick Lamar has started, has partnered with the company Light, and has created this kind of e-ink dumb phone. And it's like, we've made this phone. There's no trackers. We built it from the ground up, so you don't have to worry about anybody tracking you. It's got none of those apps on it. It's got a phone, alarm settings, a calendar, and a Magic 8-Ball app that you can ask it a question and shake it and get an answer. The problem,
We're shaking the table. We're shaking the table here.
No trackers, Pulse. None whatsoever. I mean, even though it has 4G capabilities, a mobile hotspot, if I'm not mistaken. But the issue is that, as you can see here, and I love this theme. So I love it so much. And I'm not sure if this is on any other WordPress theme, but if you search for the Light Phone 2 just by itself, you will find reports stating that this phone has been out for over 2 years. Business Insider's reviewed it. PC Mag has reviewed it. Like, it's been out for a minute. But apparently there have been some updates to the phone, and through a little bit of clever marketing and SEO, if you just add Kendrick Lamar or PG Lang or just Kendrick to the results, I get a generative AI response in Google. And I don't know if it's because I've signed up for the Bard beta or whatever. I'm not sure who else sees the generative AI shit. But yeah, then I get a Business Insider article that talks about Lamar Kendrick's new cell phone. GQ covered it. Pitchfork covered it. Like, it's some new phone that came out 2 weeks ago, and nobody is talking about it except for like just certain outlets. And it's only when you really dig into it you find out that it's the same phone. They created scarcity by saying like, hey, there's only like 200 of these phones. It's only on pglang.com. And of course it all sold out. So now anybody who saw that video on TikTok could be like, well, damn, I can't get the phone now. Shit. Now I'm going to be tracked by Google all day and Apple. When they could have just gone to thelightphone.com and picked up the same damn phone, except without the 8-Ball app, for $250. I'm not saying there's a scam. My issue with it is the marketing behind it, the SEO behind it, to make it seem like Kendrick Lamar just created a new phone that has literally been existing for 2 years. Just to sit there and get people all crazy for it. I would be curious to see how that kind of worked out, because yeah, it's like the price of the phone is exactly the same, but it's like, why are you selling it this way? Merge, it seems like there is tremendous, huge resale opportunity, which is what I thought was going on initially. I thought he just picked up a whole bunch of light phones and just sold it at his own, but it was like, no, he partnered with the company and just put his name on like a limited amount of them.
Not the Kendrick Lamar.
Ooh. But yeah, my whole issue was just like them gaming of the system to try to sell a phone that probably wasn't selling well to begin with, but by putting Kendrick Lamar's name on it and creating artificial scarcity, they were able to move a nice chunk of a nice chunk of units very quickly. Bendrick thus stop. Also, it's the fact too that I feel like they're trying to scare people with the, yes, we're fighting surveillance capitalism. Like, no, I mean, sure, you might be fighting the surveillance part, but you are definitely taking part of the capitalism. And if you're going to fight surveillance capitalism, fight both of them, surveillance and capitalism.
Like giving them a quick little 2-piece.
Yeah, because I feel like if you're fighting the surveillance, but also taking advantage of the capitalism part, are you really doing the fighting? I don't feel like you are. Also, I feel like the video I stitched from, I don't know why I'm doing air quotes, you can't see me. The original video did not allow for stitching or duetting. So I had to download the video and had to edit what I needed. 2, the voices that they were using in that video seemed AI generated. Pulse, I think that's a cat.
Oh, are we talking about her?
Then yes, it's a cat. So yeah, this is just.
Then yes, this is my cat.
So yeah, so essentially this is just me ranting and raving about deceptive marketing practices and how I don't like it, and also why was this the first thing I saw on a Wednesday morning? Yes, that guy. He's a very smart guy. You should watch his TikToks and listen to him. He's got some smart things to say.
You know the vibes. The brand is strong.
So who's ready for some gaming news?
Bam, bam, bam.
Yeah.
Were you ever curious to know when your Game Pass games were ever leaving your console? Because Xbox made it a lot easier for those who do wonder. So now when you click on a game you want to play, and like I said, look, see, there you go. I've refreshed my 30 days on Twitter, excuse me. When you click on a game that you want to play and it's about to leave Game Pass, it will let you know now. Say, hey, just so you know, you got less than 2 weeks. You have to wrap it up, B. Or you can buy it in the store on a discount. Wrap it up, B.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just nice little feature that they added to the Xbox. It would be nice if they made something like, honestly, what I'm looking for is a button that I could push in the in the game game library UI. Say, hey, show me all the games that are expired on Game Pass that I have installed and delete them.
Now that would be great.
Just get rid of them. I don't want them right now. It's taking up space. It's not every week. It's like every 2 weeks at most. But, you know, I get the sentiment. Unfortunately, I don't use that list. I should use it. Speaking of Game Pass, every Microsoft employee was about to lose Game Pass Ultimate as an employee perk, until they called on Uncle Phil and said, Uncle Phil, will you please save us? You do not know the injustice they are visiting upon us. And Uncle Phil said, lo, I hear you. I hear ye. And it is fixed.
Mm-hmm.
I was upset because I, again, was running late writing some of these articles. And as soon as I published this article, it was then announced that Uncle Phil was restoring access. And I'm like, damn. You would do that, wouldn't you? So yeah, it seems like everybody was going to lose access to Game Pass Ultimate in January of 2024, except for those who are a part of Xbox or Microsoft Gaming, to where people were sending messages to Phil Spencer saying, hey, hey dog, do you know this is happening? And then as you see, Phil did not know that it was happening. And said, hold on. Let me fix this. Sorry. Confusion. You're good.
See, complaining works.
So yeah, congratulations, Microsoft. You get to keep you get to keep your Game Pass. I'd be upset too.
I mean, considering got enough money to give away free Game Pass, I mean, considering what they recently bought, they may or may not.
I mean, like I said, they can eat the cost for that. I mean, it's the people who work for it. They can't enjoy Vampire Survivors for free.
I thought they would at least just give the games away to the employees, but I mean, I guess Game Pass is a cheaper alternative to that, right?
Yeah, it's a cheaper alternative, you know.
Is it?
Yeah, because I mean, it's like instead of like X amount a month, you get access to all the games, so it makes sense.
You know, yeah, you're right, because you're looking at like $17 a month as opposed to multiple $60 purchases in a month. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Can we complain to Uncle Phil about how COD Modern Warfare 3 is DLC and not an actual game? He'll say that this was done before the acquisition, and you will need to bring that up with Bobby Kotick.
Yep, you gotta talk to Bobby on that one, but you better talk to him long because he might not be there for a while.
He's probably already checked out.
Yep. He's already cashed his golden parachute. He's good.
Over on PlayStation, sooner or later, in the next couple of weeks, you will not be able to that's Activision, it's above me. Like these student loans. Easily in the top 10 of all Tech Talk Thursdays, thanks to the cat.
A very adorable cat made a little appearance.
So yeah, on November 13th, your PS4 or your PS5 will no longer be able to access Twitter. There's no posting of pictures or videos. No, I guess, looking at content from Twitter. I guess that was a thing. I did not know. Didn't know you can look at Twitter on your PlayStation, but I guess you could.
Apparently, I guess. Who knew?
Says this includes the ability to view any content published on X or on Twitter on PS5, PS4. Who knew? So yeah. Of course, for the PS5, if you have any pulse, you are moving way too fast. I'm gonna need you to slow down. Apparently, if you have a PS5 and you have the PlayStation app, you can all of your content is synced to the app, so you can just pull up whatever footage you saved or you captured on the console on your phone and share it to Twitter from your phone if that's what you want to do. Unfortunately, for the PS4, you have to export that to a flash drive and then upload it that way. However, this news did not sit right with Musky Musk. Also, just so you know, I don't know what it is with this picture. I don't know what it is, but he seems so much more approachable in this picture than he does now. I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is either.
It's just something about this picture. I feel like this is a picture he would like to see burned to the ground.
Never knowing that's the one picture that makes him that actually makes him seem likable.
Right. Are you agreeing with me? This makes him look approachable.
Yeah, I guess.
Because this is from when he was, I think, like Person of the Year back in 2007. Like a whole 16 years ago. But yeah, so Musky Musk was not too happy to hear that PlayStation was leaving Twitter. Apparently it was PlayStation. Like Xbox did this back in April, but I guess, you know, Twitter might have had other things to focus on in April to where he missed Xbox leaving. But Sony was just too much. It was a straw that broke the camel's back for him. So apparently he's looking into it. Yeah, I am all about, can we get just Mastodon support or ActivityPub support, Fediverse support? Probably not, but you know, it's fine. I didn't include the sales numbers, and I should have, because it's also what's building into this. But yeah, I feel like Sony probably cut off that access because they realized, oh shit, we're selling way too many PlayStations, and we cannot afford to keep paying the bill to Twitter to keep that API open. Ah, yes, we got him. By the way, Major, I wasn't even thinking about where I saw he was looking into this. It was your site. Yes, DC analyst it's working. It is working. We're successfully closing the loop.
Indeed.
Hey, so we're in the RSVs now. Gang. Yeah. Yes, my stories, at least according to my RSS feed, it comes out in like batches of 3. Because it seems like I can only read about 3 articles before I'm like, all right, I need to go do something else. It has finally happened, ladies and gentlemen. Grand Theft Auto 6 is almost upon us.
Mhm.
Rockstar has opened their doors and have played. We see white smoke coming from the chimney. It means that a GTA 6 is finally upon us, or a new GTA is upon us.
Yeah, I've been sitting back and I've been watching them character trailers, and my favorite was Franklin. Like, you ain't got to like it because the hood gonna love it.
So what started out as Bloomberg Jason Schreier, like the day prior to the official announcement, like he had mentioned that, hey, we're gonna hear some stuff about Grand Theft Auto soon.
Like,
and we're gonna get a trailer in December.
The amount of life that GTA 5 still has because of the amount of RP that happens on it, people are gonna be feral about GTA 6. I love that for y'all so much.
But yeah, like Jason was like, hey, I heard there's gonna be news about GTA 6 this week and a trailer in December. And people took that. People took mention of that and was like, oh, Jason Schreier, like, you know, look, he's the dude. Like, if he says it, like, it's either him or Jeff Grubb. If one of them says it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. Like 90% accuracy. But you know with me, I don't like to post rumors and speculation. So of course the next day, where I'm seeing like article after article we're talking about what Jason Schreier said. It's like later on in the day, it's like, oh, Sam Hauser has confirmed it. I was like, that's all I needed. So now I guess I'll write about it. So yeah, Sam Hauser has officially stated that the next Grand Theft Auto trailer will be releasing in early December. The next bit of speculation is when we'll be able to see it. And of course, people are looking at possibly during the Game Awards. And of course, I made a joke about Jeff Keighley saying that, hey, he's not going to say anything because it's not like Kojima is making Grand Theft Auto 6. So I'm gonna take a quick little pause here. I feel like I've been reading for quite a bit. I want to get some more introspective, get some more perspective from my host here. Where do you think it's going to take us? Are we going back to Liberty City? Are we finally going to go back to Vice City? Maybe London.
I would be totally happy with Vice. Like, Vice comes back. If Vice come back, I think we're good.
So what are these cities based on?
Liberty is based on New York. Vice is based off of Miami. And San Andreas is based on like
Southern California.
Southern California, yeah. Southern California, and then you also have like the but we could also go with Las Venturas.
Oh yeah.
Because we never really got deep into Las Venturas. Because it was like Las Venturas always felt like, an extra stage in San Andreas.
But because it is based off of Las Vegas, Vegas itself is not that big compared to like LA, New York, or Miami.
True.
Okay, so right.
But
what happens if they base the next city in Atlanta?
I don't think that a London-based studio has that range.
No. Yeah, I'm with Major on that. I think
they're gonna want to go with somewhere more. And I'm gonna say more diverse.
So that's what I'm saying.
Opinion.
So that's what I'm saying. Like maybe like Vice, and then like the outskirts of Vice, which would be like which could be considered like the Everglades or so.
Yeah, like with Vice, you've got. I mean, it's more or less still like port towns with a lot of their cities, like Miami being a port town, New York being a port town, and Los Angeles being a port town.
Yeah,
Atlanta is kind of landlocked.
It definitely is.
Yeah, it's definitely landlocked.
Yeah, so you wouldn't
I
have
would-
you wouldn't have that ability to have boats and stuff, you know.
or not so much that, but like, hey, how easy is it to get people coming in from another place and getting stuck there?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you got people who are immigrating into the States and necessarily don't leave the area. Like, you would have to want to go to Atlanta. And Ruin is actually, like, Ruin finally said the thing I wanted to say, because if I'm not mistaken, the first couple of games took place in London or whatever the London facsimile was.
Oh, so we get in
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto Sword and Shield. Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, like the first couple of games came out in like Liberty City, Liberty City. And then
They made a London one.
And yeah, it was a London like expansion pack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then we had like 3, which was in Liberty. What was it, like Liberty City? Yeah, Liberty
Yes.
City. And then we had
Liberty City, Vice City, San Andreas, Liberty
San
City,
Andreas.
Yeah, and San Andreas again.
And then like all the side stories, which had like Vice City stories, Liberty City stories. Those are the PSP games, yeah. And then Chinatown Wars, which also took place in Liberty City, which Chinatown Wars has the distinction for me that's the only Grand Theft Auto game that I've ever beaten.
Sorry.
And I enjoyed that game. A lot. I played on the DS.
Finished Grand Theft Auto 5 so many times. Like, on all 3 of the system, like, I would say all 3 of the generations it's come out on, except it was the PC. So, like, I don't know. We can't really compare that with the PS5 version, even though it does, like, I think the PC version does have ray tracing now. No, it doesn't. They never updated the PC one to have ray tracing.
No.
Y'all just remember we had like 6 or 7 GTA games during that time. We've only had 1 in the last decade. I mean, to be fair, that they put a lot of work into GTA Online, which is something they couldn't do before. Oh, excuse me. And we've had Red Dead Redemption 2 in that decade as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Hopefully GTA 6 will heal the world now that we know that it exists, and we will see footage of it next month. All right, now for the story I wrote that I was writing up until the show started. The Steam Deck OLED was announced today. In the way that this was the best kept secret in the gaming industry in quite some time. Because it is a whole thing where, hey, Valve announced the Steam Deck OLED. Also, by the way, we have one. We've played it. We've reviewed it. Like, the announcement and the reviews came out within minutes of each other.
I don't think I've seen a more like best kept secret when it comes to a product launch better than Elgato products. Like,
and I feel like with Elgato, it's like, hey, we're gonna work with content creators who don't want to fumble the bag that much.
Yes.
Where it's like, press outlets, like, look, we may accidentally say something, put something in a place, and it's just a mess. Like, I also don't know how long a lot of because the only video I've watched of it so far was Digital Foundries, and Richard Ledbetter was like, because I live overseas, mine did not come as soon as everybody else's. So I've not had as much time with it. So I want to know how much time everybody else had. To where it's like, all right, how long did y'all have to hold on to this secret?
Mm-hmm.
Was it a week, 2 weeks, a month? But yeah, the Steam Deck OLED is out, or not out. It will be out next. I got the date down here somewhere. It will be available on November 16th. So yeah, next week. It seems like there are no production issues. So as soon as you put in an order, they should be shipping you a system out. Of course, yeah, like you can see here, I'll again, loving the site. If y'all have not checked out dcanalyst.net, please do.
Please do.
What are you doing? Look at this. Like the fact that you get a table of contents. You know, I did not choose this theme for this. It was only because the SEO was fussing at me because my Forza hands-on was too long. It told me to use subheadings. And then when I posted it, and so I was like, oh, this is chef's kiss. So here's the video for it. Is this a 60 FPS? Oh shit, it is. Oh, that's kind of cool that they are lighting this thing with other Steam Decks because the screen is so bright.
Yeah, that is nice.
Also, the fact that they just have a sphere of Steam Decks. What are we doing? What are we doing? I want that. Can I have a sphere of Steam Decks? So yeah, Steam Deck OLED has a OLED screen. I forget the size. I did not write it. I feel like that doesn't matter. It is just slightly bigger than the current screen size of, or the screen size of the current Steam Deck. There are smaller bezels that come with it, but it's still 800p. The beautiful thing with it, not only is it an OLED panel, it has HDR and 90 hertz refresh rate. So it is an updated panel through and through. One thing I feel like a lot of people, like Richard Ledbetter did talk about, and I haven't read many of the other reviews or insights on it, but I got my information here for this from Engadget, which I don't think they mentioned it. I want y'all to understand that this is a Linux handheld that will play HDR. Windows HDR is shit. But this works out of the box on a Steam Deck. A Linux handheld. I just want to just champion Linux for a second.
We love that.
And according to Gaming on Linux, and I think Phoronix as well, they were mentioning that Valve employees have been working behind the scenes since January of this year to get HDR working on Linux. They haven't been the only ones. I know that through my limited time at Red Hat, they were like hackathons to get HDR working in Linux. Oh, I mean, look, Merge. HDR on PCs is still shit altogether. But I'm just going to say, again, HDR gameplay on a Linux handheld. Like, hey, the ROG Ally ain't got it. But again, Valve putting in that work, and because it is open source, other Linux distros, Linux itself can benefit from Valve's work in this space and can leapfrog and like is in a position to leapfrog Windows when it comes to high fidelity gaming at this point. And that's the thing, like that's the one. So like Ruin says, Valve is making Linux better themselves. I mean, people can say what they want about big companies coming into the Linux space, like Microsoft and Google, but there have been huge developments that are coming from these big companies. As long as they're not the ones who are maintaining packages that are needed for day-to-day operation of Linux, I don't care what they put out, as long as the fact that as long as there's an open source license and we can all just benefit from whatever the shit they're working on, I am here for it. The fact that Valve has really been interested in Linux for as long as they have and have not let it go is a testament to where it's like they see that value. They like, I imagine they would love to have like the year of the Linux desktop. They may be the only company outside of Red Hat, Oracle, or IBM or whatever that wants that to happen. I ain't never seen a company work that damn hard to make Linux fucking amazing. Except for maybe Red Hat, maybe. But Red Hat's kind of fucking up right now. What's up?
I know what we're talking. I know part of what we're talking about here, at least. And all I'm going to say is, I'm leaving that soapbox under the counter.
The CPU, of course, the CPU here is just a die shrink of the APU that's already in the Steam Deck. So there's not much difference in like performance you're going to get out of it. It's more efficient. It doesn't take as much battery. It doesn't get as hot. They've also put a bigger fan on it. So again, pulling from Richard Ledbetter here, it is a chip that doesn't get as hot with a fan that does not need to spin as much to cool down a chip that does not get as hot. So the system would therefore be quieter than it already is.
And that's
they have increased the battery capacity. It's 25% bigger. It's going from a 40 watt hour to a 50 watt hour. Talking about a 30 to 50% increase according to Valve. Also, they are touting a 3 to 12 hours of battery life on this system.
You said 3 to 12?
According to Valve. According to Engadget. With the storage, we're getting 2 configurations with the OLED, 512 gigabytes and 1 terabyte. 1 terabyte being the new big boy.
Okay.
And the pricing. So they have gotten rid of all but one of the original Steam Decks. They are still selling them, but they are at a huge price drop. So they're trying to get rid of the inventory of the 64 gigabyte model and the 512 non-OLED. And let's see, I've got the prices here in my phone because I sent them to somebody. I did not include it in this article, unfortunately. So yes, if you don't even want the OLED, you're just looking for a Steam Deck at a cheaper price. The 64 gigabyte Steam Deck is now going for $349. The 256 gigabyte Steam Deck, which is now the base model. This is the 256 gigabyte non-OLED Steam Deck. That is now selling for $399. They will continue to make and sell those Steam Decks. And the 512 gigabyte Steam Deck non-OLED is $449, and that's dropping from $649. That is a $200 savings. Like if you were looking at something like, Where am I with the best bang for a buck? It's that 512 gigabyte non-OLED model. 64 gigabyte dropped $50. The 256 dropped $230. Okay, actually no, the 256 is probably your best bet because you're saving $230 on it. Whereas the 512, you're saving just $200. But yeah, the 64 and 512 non-OLEDs will last as long as inventory lasts on those. They will continue to make the 256 non-OLED as the base model. For the OLED models though, the 512 gigabyte OLED model is selling for $549, which is $100 more than what you're getting the non-OLED, but it's still a price drop again of $100 from the non-OLED at its price yesterday. And the 1 terabyte model is now sitting at $649, where the 512 was sitting at yesterday. Again, the OLED models will be available on November 16th at 1 p.m. And they are saying that, hey, once you put in your order, shipping will begin. It's not like you're waiting in any. It's not like you're going into the queues like you had to do when the Steam Decks initially were being shipped out. And as a heads up for the non-OLED models, the prices that I quoted earlier are available right now. So you don't have to wait till November 16th. If you are trying to get a Steam Deck now for a cheaper price, those prices are available right now. So yeah, definitely go ahead and grab those new Steam Decks if you want them, man. I like it. Ruin says who's going to buy, who's going to upgrade. I'm not upgrading because, again, I mean, as much as I would like an OLED, I would like to get the better battery and whatnot. I still enjoy my actual Steam Deck. It's a thing of like, why would I sit there and buy something a year out? It doesn't make any sense. Even though I was buying iPhones like that at one point, but even then I woke up and realized, yeah, that's dumb. Let's stop doing that. But yeah, if you do not have a Steam Deck now will be a good time to get into it. You've had 18 months to see how amazing this thing is. And now like there are price drops on top of new systems. Like actually it's just price drops all around because you're now getting twice the storage for the same price of the system from yesterday. With a better screen, better battery, better CPU.
That's something that we can say that we like.
Exactly. Like Valve did the work here. Also, I'm gonna bring it back up to this picture here. Oh, I love that. I didn't know I could do that. So this Steam Deck here, this is actually a special Steam Deck. This is actually the Steam Deck OLED limited edition.
Ooh.
So of course, if you love translucent plastic on your hardware, this does have it. It is the translucent, transparent, whatever you want to call it. I think it's translucent. It's not clear. But you can see the internals. And of course, every Steam Deck comes with a carrying case, but this one is like special carrying case. Looks like it has all the components of the Steam Deck broken out. So you get this awesome carrying case to go with your Steam Deck here. Also, yeah, it seems like the OLED Steam Decks do have the red or orange trim. You can even see like the color of the button is a different color than the rest of the Steam Deck. And it looks like the sticks have an additional splash of color around the sticks. So this isn't just for the LE model. I've seen the regular OLEDs with this color around the sticks. Doesn't come in purple, do not want. if they had an upgrade program, I would. If there was a thing where I could trade it in, if I could trade in my OG Steam Deck and get an OLED, I would think about that. Some people I feel like who might think about that or think about upgrading are people who may want who want more storage and were afraid to open up the Steam Deck.
Yeah.
Like the fact that I have a terabyte in my Steam Deck already, I wouldn't be getting more storage. It would be me like having to perform surgery on the Steam Deck, remove my terabyte disk, or remove my terabyte drive, put in the 64, send it in, probably get the 512 OLED because I would probably get the cheapest one of the OLEDs, and then pop my terabyte back in. So yeah, for me, like having a terabyte already in my Steam Deck internally, I'm not as pressed to upgrade mine. Like it's a thing where I spent $400 and have the $650 Steam Deck already. So Kev, I know you, I'm going to save you for last. I want to know what are you thinking about the Steam Deck OLED?
So, like, here's the thing. I don't Steam Deck yet, so that's a thing. But if there were going to be a thing that I'm just like, hey, I'm going to go and get this version of the Steam Deck, I would want it to be the OLED thing. So, I think that's going to be cool. That's basically it. It is a very middling opinion at the moment, but it's because I don't really have one yet. Yes. Today I'm going to teach everybody a magic phrase, which is, I don't have enough information to have a solid opinion about that.
What?
Nani?
What a concept.
Run with it.
Kev, as someone who has said he wants a Steam Deck, but you gotta wait for things to line up right to pull the trigger. And I know we've talked about it.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the Steam Deck OLED, or where the prices are, even with the non-OLED models of the Steam Deck with the price drops?
I mean, the prices line up really nicely. Like, you know, had this been the time when I was like getting my, you know, having to choose between the iPad and the Steam Deck, it would have made like getting that iPad a little bit extra harder because the price was like, it's pretty right. Like, even for like the base model, that 64, I was looking like, yeah, I can make that work. I can put that together. I'm still like really truly definitely on the side of the Steam Deck when I'm in like, because, you know, I've been dabbling with my Switch lately, and it's like, yeah, I would not mind. There's some times when I'm like, I wouldn't mind playing like Roots of Pacha in bed or Potion Permit or something, you know, having those like in bed moments or on the couch moments where I can just, you know, play this game and, you know, like, or I'm in those awkward, you know, because pandemic is wrapping up and I'm now in those awkward family moments, and I'm like, now I gotta like be around people. So I can definitely have that Steam Deck on hand to play games with. So yeah, I could definitely see myself in time getting one. It's just a matter of, yeah, the way my checking and savings is set up has like kind of slowed that, you know, to a crawl. But I am very excited, and I do like the prices of it. And like the OLED looks really nice. Like the screen quality looks really nice.
All right, so,
But
I'm gonna get the pulse in a second here. I'm gonna ask you a question. So you see here, I have the iPad screen up. I'm on Apple.com looking at the iPads.
yes.
This is the base iPad, so similar to what Valve is doing, or I guess Valve is doing what Apple is doing, selling two versions. Like there's a base one and then there's a premium one. But looking at the base one, you've got the A13 Bionic iPad that's sitting at $329 for 64 gigabytes of storage. Whereas the Steam Deck OG, 64 gigabytes of storage will cost you $349. So it's $20 more to get a Steam Deck. And I believe you have the 64 gigabyte iPad, correct?
Yeah, I got that. I got one of those good Amazon deals where it was like Amazon was selling it for like $240.
Okay.
So it was just kind of like,
so yeah, that just makes it even more enticing. Well,
yeah, it was just even more enticing for me.
Well, let's say no deals. There was no deals, discounts, nothing. You were looking at a $329 iPad, MSRP, and a $349 Steam Deck, both with 64 gigabytes of storage.
Yeah.
What are you going for?
I probably would go with the Steam. I probably would go with the Steam Deck. That's why I was like, if the Steam, like I said, if the Steam Deck had came out, the prices were like up around that time, and like the iPad wasn't like almost $100 cheaper. Like, yeah, it was like it'd have been a no-brainer for me. I'd have got the Steam Deck, and then would have had that love, and then had those lovely moments of playing like Stardew in bed. Like that would have been the dream.
Well,
so
if you subscribe to Apple Arcade, you can play Stardew in bed on your iPad.
I mean, yeah, but I would, I have tried to play Stardew on the iPad, and it didn't feel right. It didn't feel right.
It ain't natural.
It just ain't click with me. It just ain't feel right in my spirit, like so.
Right.
Yeah, so I was like, yeah, I think I would probably enjoy playing this in like a definitive handheld setting. So yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, like probably next year. Yeah, next year will probably be a definite. But
well, at least if you hop onto a next year, like the 64 gigabyte ones may be gone, but at least the base model will be 256 gigs.
Yeah,
which is way more reasonable than the 64 gigabyte.
Yeah.
Like, it was one thing I could look past because, like, sure, I can get like a 512 or a terabyte micro SD card. But now you're telling me, oh, the base model now just starts at 256. It's like, you look at it, that's 4 times the storage of what the base model was yesterday. And it's like, what were we thinking? What were we thinking here? And then now you look at Apple, what are you thinking? Because that was like $20 more. I could get a 256 gigabyte Steam Deck over a 64 gigabyte iPad. It's like, yeah, no, dog.
It's kind of what like Marquez talks about. He had talked about in the short talk about the Apple ladder, where it's like you start with one thing and then you find yourself almost like going to like double if not triple the price for a peripheral, as opposed to like, yeah, I can go ahead and get this, but what if I just go ahead and got the 256? All right, but what if I decide to get get an iPad Air? I mean, iPad Air as opposed to this, because it would be more space and it'd be better money. And so it's like almost like it's like Apple's like slightly finessing you into getting something a little bit more expensive.
Yeah, Apple's pricing decisions are weird.
Yeah.
They're really weird.
I mean, they are consistently elitist.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, do not get me wrong. I love using my Apple products, but still.
Like, it's one of those, as a person who has this device, right? It's elitist every single time. And
Yeah.
it's the latest model, and therefore it is $1,700.
It's the reason why I moved my Mac Studio into my office when working on DCA, because I needed a reason to justify that for a second.
You really did.
Eventually, I will try to shoot videos so I can use it for editing as well. But is it all right? Let's just write articles for now. Well, let's justify an office and a $2,000 PC. But now it's, well, at least I am still using my MacBook. I am still using my MacBook to kind of do the same level of work when I'm downstairs. I feel like the device that does not get as much use that is really expensive is my iPad Pro.
Work.
That is the only thing that has not seen as much use as it should for its price. I mean, it could be, but I like it. I do. I like it a lot. Actually, you know what? I should fucking sell that thing. I really should. Like, the MacBook is good enough, really. I really should, shouldn't I? I don't know if I can trade in the iPad Pro because that's being leased from my carrier, and I think that was the first device I had to do 3 years on. I can't remember if it's the iPad or the iPhone, but one of those I am still making payments on, but I can probably get rid of, like, the Mac Studio and the iPad Pro. I mean the MacBook Pro and stuff like that. I'll look into that a little bit when we close the show, so we can try to get up out of here. Hey, if you got those Pixels, even Kev gets one. There are updates available for the Pixel. Of course, every Pixel that came out after Kev's gets some Android 14 updates, but Kev gets an Android 13 update.
Yep. So get a Pixel.
Yeah.
Pixels be pixeling.
So yeah, if you got them updates, if you got an update, go get them. I need to actually charge my Pixel 6a and update it. And of course, Apple's released some new updates as well to the MacBook, to the iPad and iOS, and watchOS as well, fixing some issues, of course, with iOS 17.1.1. There were some issues with the wireless charging not working in BMWs.
Nani?
Apparently they were overheating and not working properly. But also before the update came, like just before, when it just happened to snow recently in certain places, the snow icon in the weather widget was just a file icon. So that was interesting. Of course, there were some battery drain issues on certain Apple Watch models. So watchOS 10.1.1 fixes that, and on macOS 14.1.1, not really sure what this update does. However, it was not an article that I wrote because I came to it late because these updates that came out, and I'm not sure if these updates do fix the problem, but the M3 MacBook Pros and the M3 iMac apparently they were manufactured before Sonoma came out, before macOS 14. So they have macOS 13 Ventura, and when people were getting their new MacBooks, they found that they were still running Ventura and could not update to Sonoma. Just couldn't do it. So I'm not entirely sure if the 14.1.1 update fixes it. It doesn't make sense because if you don't have macOS 14, how can you update it? But there was also a macOS 13.6.2 update that came out to the 14-inch M3 MacBook Pro. And I believe that is where the upgrade fix lies. So that way people who did buy those new Macs can go ahead and update to the newest version of Mac OS. And that's a show.
Yep.
That is a
Hey,
show.
hey. Wow, you did that.
Yeah. Look, had to cut some more things, but it's fine. Look, I pruned some other things too, but hey, we are here. I guess the SBF talk took us a lot more. It took us a lot longer.
Yeah, it was a little bit meat. There was a little meat on that bone, so we can like.
It was
so,
meaty.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm not gonna make any more puns about that today. I'm not, but I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it real hard.
So, gentlemen, what y'all got going on this week?
Got a little weekend party happening, so that's going to be fun. Hopefully catching up on some reading. And then, just because I know that apparently y'all like listening to sappy things, I have an anniversary this weekend.
Ooh.
Oh.
Okay.
So we're gonna do little cute anniversary things. It's gonna be nice.
Oh, nice.
Holy
Love to
shit.
see it. We love to see it.
It's the way that y'all had the exact same reaction at the same time, though. I'm glad that we have that recorded for posterity.
Yes. Because we'd love to see you happy.
Also, just so people are aware of what's happening over here, I saw the possible trading values of a Mac Studio, and it's. I don't think I'm going to get that full value, but hear me out. Hear me out.
What if?
What if? I still feel like it's for like the fully spec'd out version of the Mac Studio and probably the M2 spec'd out. But what if? So, Kev, what you got going on this week?
Nothing too bad. I mean, mostly prepping for the holidays. You know, doing my things. You know, doing my Thanksgiving duties. You know, take care of some business around my personal life, and also convalescing with my finger, because you know I told them earlier I won't spare the gory details, but I had a wart removed off of my finger, and finger kind of is a little stingy right now, and yep, I'm gonna be having to do. That'll probably hold back a little bit of the big Thanksgiving preparations, i.e., cleaning the oven, cleaning the fryer, you know, whatnot. But yeah, we ball. But either way, we ball. And also remarking about how awesome, because it was my Munchkin's birthday Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. And her mom bought her roller skates, which is awesome because she has been for the past, unbeknownst to me, she has been practicing a lot. She's been practicing roller skating a lot, and so she has been skating, and she got new roller skates, to which was funny. She put on one roller skate and immediately tried to skate down the hallway, and I'm like, "Ma'am, you're only on one skate. What are you doing?" So she is now a champion roller skater, and you can't tell me different.
Hey.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm probably going to be we're probably gonna I told her mom we're gonna be investing in some elbow pads and knee pads, because yeah. I'm not saying she's gonna fall, but she's been falling a lot lately prior to, and I want her to keep, you know, I want to keep her knees and elbows intact, okay? Yeah. So yeah, and also don't tell her, but she's also getting a purse. But anyway, for Christmas. Yeah, and that's my plans.
Awesome. Let's see. For me, now that Extra Life is kind of on the back burner for the year, I'm just going to be chilling, working with the my Stream Raleigh cohort to try to find some people to fill some positions. I'm getting my first taste of what it's like to be a manager. Yeah, that's interesting. It's got some stuff going on with that, but outside of that, just trying to keep
a manager.
Yeah, I know. I've never wanted to be a manager, but here I am.
Where? You don't have to tell me. Like, I'll ask you about that later.
No, I mean we're filling the positions for like to do various things within Stream Raleigh.
Oh.
And we're going we're looking at all right. While we have these committees, we have these groups of people who are doing specific things to kind of help take some of the load off of us, and still us still being a part of it and kind of managing these groups.
Okay, so basically having to be like, I have graduated from having to be the person in the middle of doing everything to being a project manager, which still means I'm fairly involved.
Yeah. So yeah, there's that. But outside of that, just trying to keep my head above water with DCA. Trying to, again, it's great to see that it is working with some people to where, hey, our site was the source for somebody trying to spoil the podcast. It was great. Like that little bit warms my heart. Also, if I could, the base M1 MacBook is close to that 1080. What? Yeah, the way these, MacBook Pro. Merge. Oh, so maybe not the base. I'm looking at an M1 Pro MacBook Pro right now, which is my MacBook. That is 905 trade-in. I almost have enough to cover a new like an M3 Pro MacBook Pro, but it's still going to be 14-inch, and that's what kind of bugs me because I want the 16. Okay, yes, sure. 905 is close to 1080. It's 130. It's a $125. Wait, no, $175 difference. Yeah, I'm really thinking. Look, I've got a Mac. I got a Mac Mini I can sell too. I'm trying to be quick. I'm trying to be quick about this. I'm trying to be quick. Let's see. Merge got this in my head now, and I really want to know how much money I can make so I could, upgrade my shit. Because will I be going to the Apple Store anytime soon? All right, so 1080, 905. Let me pull a calculator up because I can't do this math in my head. Wait, yeah, I can. Let's just round it out. Let's just make them all flat. 10,000 or 1,900 and 300, or 1,900 and 300. That is 2,200. 2,285 towards a new MacBook Pro. Yeah, Merge. It is definitely a house of poor financial decisions here because, nigga ain't got no job.
I ain't got no job. I ain't got no money.
It's a good time to consolidate those maybe underutilized systems into one moderately used system. That's the whole point. And it's something I've wanted to do for a while.
Like I said, one of our favorite things about Major, being in this in-between stage that he's in, is that he gets to just work on the things that he wants to work on. And so, I've been meaning to get back to that for a second.
So if we're looking at 2,285, I am short by $215. I need $215 to get the new M3 Pro 16-inch MacBook Pro in space black.
Mm-hmm.
Space black.
Mm-hmm. Like Wesley Snipes and Pastor 57 always bet on black. Mm.
I'm trying to think, do I have another Mac device I can get rid of real quick? The iPad has to stay, but also, yeah, that MacBook has to stay because that is my laptop when I am not in a place that has wireless. On top of the fact that Verizon still technically owns it. I have like 6 phones. Damn, you're right. I could sell these 2 Android devices, but I want them. I'm not using them, but I want them. I've wanted to get back into Android so far. I mean, this Galaxy S22, I could get rid of the Pixel 6a. How much will Google give me for that? Anywho, let me get up out of here. Yo, thank y'all for coming through, watching another episode of Tech Talk, or listening to another episode of Tech Talk Thursdays for November 9th, 2023. Really do appreciate it. Of course, for all the tech news that you can use, go over to dcanalyst.net. That's where you can find the articles to everything we discussed tonight and everything else that we cut. Please support over at patreon.com/deskchairanalyst. You know, y'all been talking about a weebcast and shit. Y'all want that? Well, I don't know. I have mentioned to someone I'm trying to get rid of the pop culture that has been found in a lot of tech and gaming websites. And I feel like offering a weebcast goes immediately against that. It does. It does. It does.
But do it though.
It does.
But do it though.
It does.
But do it though.
It does. The one thing I hate about it. Look, I do not care about the newest season of Attack on Titan. I want to know what's happening with this video game, or what is happening in Silicon Valley. I need to know. Anywho, thank y'all everybody for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. Of course, y'all have any questions, comments, concerns, hit us up, ttt@majorshouse.com. Find us over on the Fediverse. Or hit us up on Discord, majors.house/Discord, if you would like to chat about all things gaming and tech related. Really do appreciate it. On behalf of Kevin Kev, on behalf of Cinziak, it's your frozen host for the evening, Major Lennox, saying, you all could have been anywhere in the world watching any streaming where you could have been reading the tech and gaming news yourself, but you said, no, we want you to sit there and read SBF for filth. Literally, because you wrote it in an article. And for that, I say thank you. And all I've got left to say to you wonderful people is I love you. And peace.
Wakanda forever.
Just so y'all know, I still did the movements, even though you can't see me.
Hey Kevin, did you ever give the people the actual one that you
Yes.
that they own?
Yeah, I
Okay.
did that with Merge, and then I did that for like an extra what was
You
it?
did it for a major plays.
Did it for a major place because I was like, yep, I want y'all to get it. I want y'all to get all that Wakanda forever goodness. Yep.